Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier just took place, and wow, what an amazing performance by Charles Oliveira, the lightweight champion, and still, Charles Oliveira makes his first successful title defense against Dustin Poirier in the main event to end off the card, and what an amazing fight this was to end off the card. I need to break it down and give my reaction to it, because this was absolute chaos. In the first round, Charles Oliveira did what nobody expected him to do, including myself. He straight up went toe-to-toe with Dustin Poirier. Lost the first round, in my opinion, because Dustin Poirier cracked him with some big shots, took him off his feet at one point in the first round. Oliveira popped right back up. It wasn't really like a concussive knockdown. It was more of like an off-balance knockdown for Dustin Poirier. But Oliveira went down, popped back up, took a couple more big shots in that first round as well. But he was smashing the body of Dustin Poirier with knees, with elbows to the head in the guard as well. I mean, he was in a clinch in very close range combat against Dustin Poirier, which is really interesting strategy. I thought he was going to sit on the outside, chop at the leg, take things really slow, throw the front kick to the body at range, throw the jab and then follow up with a 2 and then maybe find a left hook counter as Poirier tried to counter him off of his 1-2. But no, he went out there and straight up Yoel Alvarez, Thiago Moises Poirier in the first round, but in this case Poirier is much better than Moises. So he fired big shots back, huge shots back, landed big ones on Oliveira, rocked him a couple of times, but then again, Oliveira landed big shots on Poirier too, rocked him a couple of times, the big elbows in the clinch that I just mentioned, the knees to the body were nasty. I do believe he hurt Poirier to the body with a knee in that first round, and I did believe after the first round, there's no way Olives is going to win this one. I'm wrong. I picked Charles Oliveira by standing rear naked choke. Just saying. I picked him by that, and I was thinking to myself after the first round, if this keeps on the feet, there's no way Oliveira is going to win this one. And then eventually in the second round, he takes it to the ground. Poirier goes for a Granby roll out of a bad position that maybe Oliveira was grabbing the glove in. And I say maybe. I hate being honest. I always get dislikes. I picked Oliveira. I wanted Oliveira to win because he's a better name and he hasn't lost to Khabib, which is great right now for the lightweight division. We can't have a champion who got dominated by Khabib like Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje, because otherwise Khabib's just going to be a shadow over the lightweight division forever. Now, I wanted Oliveira to win. I picked Oliveira to win by standing rear naked choke, and he eventually did that in the third round, and we'll get to that in a second. But he grabbed the glove of Poirier in the second and kept him in that position because of the glove grab. Now, did he need to grab the glove? No, he actually didn't need to. But he did, and that's why Dustin Poirier Granby rolled and ended up on bottom, and ended up getting 10-8'd in the second round, in my opinion. Now, let's just move on and talk about the fight. I'll circle back round to this controversy at the end, but in the second round, Oliveira ends up on top after Poirier Granby rolls into full guard on bottom, goes for the body triangle to keep himself safe on bottom, but Charles Oliveira doesn't care, stays in full guard, doesn't even try and pass guard on Dustin Poirier, just fucking pushes his face down. Maybe a couple of moments where he's covering the mouth and stuff like that, but that's perfectly legal, just a bit dirty, but Oliveira gets dirty in there. He makes it happen. He's pushing down on the face, covering up the mouth so Dustin Poirier can't breathe. Very, very wise move, because he's the one doing all the work and Poirier's laying on bottom. You can't just let him there. You can't just let him stay there and take a breather. So between elbows, Oliveira was covering the face of Poirier, covering the nose of Poirier, raining down big elbows in the second round. I believe he outlanded Poirier, 23-3 in the second round? I definitely believe it was a 10-8 round. He landed a bunch of total strikes more than that. That was just the significant strikes in the second round. Other than that, he was throwing a bunch of shots to the body on the ground as well, slowing down Poirier on the body work that he already had done in the earlier round in round 1. But eventually in round 3, the situation occurs. They're standing at range. They're taking things a bit slower, but Oliveira gets the good scramble, gets on the back, and if Oliveira's on your back, do we know by now? Unless you're Michael Chandler, I guess, you're going to get tapped out at some point. It's just a matter of time. Poirier defended for a while, tucked his chin, stuffed it, fought the hands, got him off of him, but eventually Charles Oliveira just sort of secured his position on the back. Even while Poirier was defending, you could see Oliveira like re-navigating where his legs were to have a perfect position on the back, put in the triangle, and eventually got that rear naked choke under the chin of Poirier and got the finish in the third round quicker than Khabib. Quicker than Khabib. Let's go, Olives. We're taking a new champion forward. We're not going to live in the shadow of Khabib, and this is the perfect way of doing it. Now, if he does beat Gaethje, we're going to be in the all clear for him to defend against Makhachev and have a guy that won't be in the shadow of Khabib moving forward in their career. But Charles Oliveira gets the third round sub. quicker than Khabib did, albeit faces maybe more adversity than Khabib did, even though Khabib got rocked on the feet as well in round 2. Oliveira just basically didn't shoot in round 1, other than in the first moment of the first round. Shot a bad takedown, got it stuffed pretty easily. Poirier stayed on his feet, but Olives just used the elbows in the clinch, knees to the body, knees to the thigh. Very good at wearing down Poirier in this fight as it went on. Landed a couple of good inside leg kicks as well, a couple of good calf kicks on Dustin Poirier, but one thing I was so shocked by in that first round, Olives was in a phone booth with him. You're rangier. You've got the reach. You've got the leg reach. You're good at fighting from range. That's what you do best. He was in a phone booth with Poirier, elbows, knees in the clinch, as Poirier's winging these big hooks back and landing a bunch of them on Charles Oliveira as well, by the way, and I think it's very fair to say Olives at lightweight is not Olives at featherweight. Let's be real. He's just not the same guy. At least maybe now in his career anyway. Who knows about the Paul Felder one, but he takes shots better now than ever before. He takes them well, he recovers well, he gets back up to his feet, and he puts it back on his opponent, and he doesn't seem scared to be KO'd. You know? He got rocked like 3 good times in that first round, and he's out there throwing spinning back fists and jumping knees, trying to get back in the face of Poirier and keep the pace on him. And I thought that was a crazy move, because there's no way you're going to out-cardio Dustin Poirier. But again, Poirier was headhunting. 96% of Poirier's shots were to the head. 96. I think he landed like 2 or 3 body shots throughout that entire fight. And some of them might have been in the 3rd round. Charles Oliveira was going to the body, going to the legs, mixing it up well. Also landed good headshots too, to keep Dustin Poirier honest and worried about getting KO'd himself. And I think that just put it on Poirier. I think that was a great move in hindsight. I didn't think it going in. I thought, what is this dumb guy doing? Shoot a takedown for fuck's sake. You're in the pocket with Poirier. Why? Stay at range at least. But in hindsight, he made Poirier fear his stand-up. And that's a good move to do if you're a guy who wants to get a takedown, because if Poirier's fearing getting KO'd on the feet in the first round, all of a sudden he's not so much focusing on defending the takedown anymore. And that's where Oliveira got the takedown. He actually fell off in the 2nd round and ended up on bottom, and then sort of Granby rolled out of it. But again, I want to mention this, and we circle back around to the controversy. He grabbed the glove of Poirier. Now, Khabib did it as well. Khabib grabs the gloves of pretty much everyone he takes on, grabs the shorts as well in certain moments. McGregor's cheated before. Gaethje's done some cheaty stuff like eye pokes before and stuff like that. But Poirier could have stood up normally if Oliveira wasn't grabbing the glove on the ground. And the fact that he was grabbing the glove on the ground meant that Poirier couldn't just stand back up out of the position and get his arm free, but had to Granby roll forward. And when he did that, Oliveira went with him and ended up on top and dominated the 2nd round. Now, I also want to mention this. Poirier's got a granite chin. He took elbow after elbow on the ground, clean on the jaw, no space between his head and the canvas, face against the canvas, just big shots raining down, thudding elbows right into his mush, no cuts on his face or anything like that. Didn't get rocked on the ground either, just stayed the course, covered up on the ground. Now, I do want to mention this as well. Dustin Poirier mentioned before the fight many times, and I could kind of see this happening in the fight as well if he did get taken down. People were wondering, why is Poirier not scrambling? Why is he not working his way back up to his feet? If you'll know in the media build-up, Dustin Poirier kept saying, the reason why I lost to Khabib was because I tried to get back up and win the round and I got rear naked choked. Now I'm going to accept losing the round if it means I don't lose the fight. That's what he did against Charles Oliveira. Didn't try to escape up off the ground. He could have maybe got feet on hips at one point and maybe gone for something and turned his back and tried to get back up. But again, you saw what happened once he turned his back on Charles Oliveira. Oliveira immediately put the hooks in, got on his back, choked him out, and got the job done in a 3rd. Charles Oliveira, man. Absolute savage. Time to give him his respect. I think he broke his nose in that fight as well, because there's a big lump coming off of it, unless that's just how his nose normally is. I'm not too sure, in all honesty, on the nasal demographics of Charles Oliveira. I don't know why I explained it like that, but either way, Charles Oliveira had a great performance. Really good performance. Other than that glove grabbing situation, which is annoying because it does affect the outcome of the fight a little bit, I reckon he would have won that anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, he was on him. Poirier was starting to slow down. He was getting hurt to the body. We saw what happened once Olives ended up on top in first place. Poirier couldn't get back up. Big elbows from Oliveira. And now what do you do with Oliveira? I say keep him active immediately. Do Nunes versus... Oh, yeah, Nunes lost. I'll get to that. Fucking... She quit or it was rigged. 1 to 2. Pick your fucking poison. Either way. You do Charles Oliveira. You do a Brazil card in April of next year, May of next year, something like that. Maybe even June of next year at worst, if we want to keep things not so active. They want to do Gaethje next for the belt, which makes no sense because Makhachev versus Dariush is in February, so the winner of that one's going to want to fight for the belt if that Gaethje fight hasn't been signed. So, if they want to get the Gaethje fight made, I say him versus Oliveira in April in Brazil with Nunes versus Jamont at featherweight in the co-main event. Or even a Nunes-Pena rematch could happen in the co-main event as well. But yeah, there you go. Good matchups, good fights to happen. And I look forward to the future of the lightweight division. I'm so happy. Not because I hate Khabib, and people were saying this in the build-up. You're only picking Oliveira because you want people that Khabib beat to lose, so it makes Khabib look bad. Not that it makes Khabib look bad. So it makes our lightweight division look good. That's what I wanted. Oliveira would be a nightmare for Khabib. You can't deny that. He's aggressive, doesn't mind being KO'd. Forget about worrying about being taken down. He does not give a fuck. Jump in front, kicks knees to the body, get in the clinch, throwing elbows in close. I reckon Olives is the guy to beat Khabib. And if he wants to come back and prove that he ain't, come back and prove that he ain't. I think Olives has got a real chance of beating Khabib. And I'll tell you this as well. If Oliveira has the guillotine that Poirier had on Khabib in round 3 in his own fight with Khabib, he will choke out Khabib with that guillotine 100%. Now, I'm not saying that would happen again the same way. Of course, we have no idea what would actually happen between the two of them. But now at least there's an argument. Olives could have a chance at beating Khabib. Great jiu-jitsu. Khabib never took on a great jiu-jitsu practitioner in his career or an offensive grappler in general. I would have loved to have seen Oliveira shoot a takedown on Khabib and look to take the back if Khabib defended, showed him a different look in the grappling world. That would have been amazing. But do Oliveira versus Gaethje. I guess that's the next fight to take place. I hate that that's the next fight to take place. I really hate that because Gaethje's done fuck all but win one fight. But there you go. And I do believe Oliveira would beat Gaethje. I think eventually he'd get a takedown, put pressure on Gaethje early. We saw how Gaethje dealt with pressure from a guy who he knows he wants to take. Gaethje fought Khabib, being pressured by Khabib, and knowing that Khabib wants to take him down. Oliveira is going to do the same thing, but he's more dangerous on the feet, and he's got more KO power, and he's way better on the feet in general. So, I reckon Olives is going to beat Gaethje. I think he beats a lot of these fighters. I think he beats Makhachev, Dariush winner. I think we're looking at maybe the future lightweight GOAT, and I'll tell you this. Beating Chandler for the belt is better than beating Al Iaquinta on 1 day's notice for the belt. End of situation, okay? Poirier is a solid win. He did it quicker than Khabib, okay? Whilst playing Poirier's own game by staying on the feet with Poirier as well and not really shooting too hard in the first round until Poirier was broken down. If he beats Gaethje in the first round or the second round quicker than Khabib or even just in the second round period, he's beat Gaethje. Look at what we're looking at already here in terms of a legacy. Ferguson, Kevin Lee, Chandler, Poirier, Gaethje. If he does do that. If he wins again afterwards against the winner of Makhachev Dariush, he will have tied Khabib's record. He's already in the argument to move on and call himself the GOAT anyway, but I guess you have to give it to Khabib because he was undefeated, because he padded his record to 14-0 against absolute cans that were paid to lose to him. But Oliveira, great win. Moving forward, if he does get the record at lightweight, I think he only needs to get 4 defenses to beat Khabib in terms of GOAT legacy. In all honesty, I don't care how undefeated you are. Oliveira was taking on Holloway early in his career. He was taking on Cub Swanson earlier in his career. Khabib was taking on bin men with part-time jobs who showed up to lose to him until he was 14-0 and got signed by the UFC. If everyone went 14-0 against complete cans that were paid to lose to them, that were 2-rounders as well, that aren't even considered pro matches in America, they should be considered exhibition matches, then everyone would be undefeated. Straight up. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Amazing performance by Charles Oliveira. Great stand-up moves. Again, the glove grab did occur. So discuss that in the comments below, what you think about it. Maybe there'll be a situation where it gets brought up in the media moving forward. Or there'll probably be like a viral clip on Excellent MMA that goes forward of him grabbing the glove or something like that. But yeah, Charles Oliveira gets it done. He's dangerous in every division. In every position. Sorry, not division. And I want to see him versus Gaethje next. Let's make it as soon as we can. Preferably April. Please. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button up there. Toodle Pippin for Dustin Poirier. McGregor quadrilogy. Maybe. If he wants to continue. If he doesn't want to continue, I guess he could look for a matchup with I don't know what else there is for him. Unless he takes on like Fiziev or something, or Gregor Gillespie, which I just don't see happening. They're probably going to do the McGregor quadrilogy in May. And they'll just do that, I reckon. Like and subscribe. Click that button up there. See you later. Goodbye. Olives is the champ. And still, I told you, rear naked choke standing. Exactly how I said it would happen. Toodle pip.